While I was yesterday editing the video of RC Astro, I got a ping in the mailbox, and it was SyQon's CEO who announced me that they would introduce Axiom 3 and release Starless today. And it shows you how insane the situation at the moment is. Just I think 3 or 4 days ago, I did video about PixInsight itself coming with MLD noise. Then we had the news about RC Astro breaking free from PixInsight. And today we're talking again about SyQon. But obviously, while it limits a little bit my sleep, but it's amazing for all of us. So many good things in so short time. And so today we look at Starless. I tell you all that I know. We go in PixInsight, compare it to StarXTerminator, and then we'll see what it means. Hey, this is View into Space. I'm Sascha from Switzerland. So grüezi miteinander, and thanks for watching my channel. And the story I have to tell you now is really kind of a great one, because this Starless model was already on my computer for testing now for a few weeks. And every time I tested it, and I went back to SyQon and said, nope, that's just not good enough. And I showed them some issues, and the great part is that they listened. They did not just push out a half-baked solution simply because they were on a release plan, but they actually stopped the release and continued working on it. And the first thing they did is they increased the parameters to get as much as possible trained data with 74 million parameters. So it was a huge model. But out of whatever reason, and I think especially in machine learning, it's sometimes hard to understand, it did not have the right effect and the issues persisted. And now they actually decreased the model by 4 again, but they made it smaller but smarter. And the trick actually is that the old model treated every pixel as the same, but the new model actually learned where to focus. It actually hits the stars hard, but it treats the smooth background gently, so that it actually stops chewing up faint details. And so it's really trained to prevent faint nebula filaments being eroded by the star removal. And so when I tested it yesterday, I was really excited, and I'm really happy to show it to you today. And if you actually really want to dive into how it exactly works, they publish that. It's not a black box. If you go on this URL, sycon.eu, neural model Starless, I will put the link in the description below, and then you click here, read Axiom v3 research paper. There is more than Adam Block even could utter about something like that. It's really everything you want to know and more. It's written down here. Installation, by the way, works exactly the same as Parallax or Prism. You simply download the CLI file after you purchased it, and then in PixInsight we go Script, SyQon, Starless, and then you click here on the wrench, and you look for the path where you have the CLI is selected, and from that moment on, it works. And with that, actually, we're here in PixInsight, and we can start look at the results. So I left everything on default and simply did standard star removal, sometimes linear, sometimes non-linear. You will see a huge variety of use cases. And we start with my amazing horror picture, which you have seen now over and over. And especially for star removal, I really like that because the stars are an absolute mess, elongated, blurry. So it's really hard for the model to even understand that these are stars. And this is just the perfect test to see how far you can go, and the model still reacts kind of correctly. So this is StarXTerminator. It did a rather good job, except here on the side where it's really hard to still understand that these are stars. And when we toggle now, we see that Axiom has almost removed all these stars. So In this area, big, big difference. On the other side, and that's funny, there's also these two stars, for example, Axiom leaves, while StarXTerminator actually removes them. So no model is perfect. And I mean, anyway, this is a very exotic use case, but Axiom definitely wins this round. The next thing is a picture I really like because it has a lot of galaxies, small galaxies, strange galaxies, and we want to see if actually the model can distinguish between galaxies and stars. So it should leave the galaxies and jump the stars away. So this is StarXTerminator, and you see it nicely leaves all the galaxies there. And Axiom, it's a little bit a tie. So certain things Axiom leaves, which StarXTerminator removes, like this star here. And then down here you have something which StarXTerminator interprets as a galaxy, and Axiom actually jumps away. But the big galaxies, like this one here, like this one here, even these two, they all are recognized by both solutions as galaxies and left. So here I would say this is a tie. Both do a really good job, but both don't do probably a 100% correct job. But at the very end, it's not a big thing. Then here we have a picture which is actually non-linear. The other two, they were linear. This is non-linear. It's the Cocoon Nebula. I think it's an amazing picture because it has really a million of stars on it. And it's a good challenge, Can it remove all the stars, and what will be happening to the nebulosity, which is shot with 1,000 stars? So how will it deal with that? So here we have StarXTerminator, and here we have Axiom. We see something is going on. First of all, we see here an artifact, probably a halo, which Axiom nicely removes, and StarXTerminator still keeps there. But I want to zoom in and show you here the nebulosity. And when we now toggle, we see that there's more going on. A very good area is here. Focus on this part. This is Axiom. You see, the nebula is actually nicely closed here, while with StarXTerminator, there's kind of like a gap. Well, on the other side here, that looks like a little bit a residual of stars, which is removed with Axiom. On the other side, I don't know, here in the middle, what's going on here in the Cocoon Nebula. If you zoom in here, that looks rather like, I don't know, I'm not so sure. So let's look here at the original picture. And there's a star right in the middle here, and how StarXTerminator deals with it, it assumes that everything around it is actually a halo of the stars and removes it, while Axiom actually understands that behind their structure. And looking it now in context with the original picture, I feel that this here is, at least what I see now, probably the better approach, or the more real approach, because there really seems to be some structure behind the stars, which StarXTerminator seems to jump away, and Axiom leaves there. From that point of view, this would be a win again for Axiom. Then here also nonlinear, the Orion Nebula. Here to show you the two pictures where the stars already have been removed. You have seen this picture already if you have looked at one of my other tests in the last days. This is StarXTerminator. This is Axiom. And I think that's a big difference. There's a lot of halos, and even here, really ugly blue halos left, and Axiom removes all of that. All of these stars are gone. Here the halo, they're just a little bit pale, but the upper part is actually gone. Also here, this is gone. So Axiom does a much better job here with the Orion Nebula than StarXTerminator. So 3-0 for Axiom. And now I have one last picture for you, and here we look actually at the stars and at the removed part. And that's this picture. And also here Axiom claims that it can deal very, very well with star clusters with places where there's really a lot of stars. So this is now linear again. And let's first look at how they removed all the stars. This is StarXTerminator. This is Axiom. They removed all the stars all around. But here in the middle, something's going on. Do you see that? Let's zoom in. And I think we nicely see now that there's still some kind of stars in this residual cluster. And Axiom does here a much nicer job. There's really just a glow left, and everything else which is still around here is gone. And so let's look now at the stars. And what I did, I used Star Stretch from SetiAstro, exactly the same settings for both pictures, that it's fair. And if we toggle, we see a massive difference. This is StarXTerminator. It's just the pure stars, but especially core here, there's probably a lot left out, and we saw that in the other picture. And when we look now at Axiom, this whole part here is included. And it kind of also gives it a completely other color in here. So you can say this doesn't matter that much because at the end you combine it again. But sometimes, especially with clusters where you do not use that much integration time, sometimes you don't want to put them together again because the background is ugly, or you want to really darken the background. And in these cases, that's obviously really helpful when you have such a wonderful picture on this side. So practically all that's relevant of the cluster you have here, and then the background is only secondary of importance, and you can ensure that you have a nice and smooth background. So also here, very clearly the winner is Axiom. We are at a 4-0. Now let's be clear here. I do not want to talk here of a game changer. For that, it is too close. And if you have StarXTerminator, quite honestly, there is no reason in the world why you should now switch to Starless. This is all minor. When we look at it, when we compare it, we see that Axiom is a little bit better, but StarXTerminator still does a wonderful job and is still good enough. But if you do not have StarXTerminator yet, and especially now with the new customer base of Siril, of SetiAstro suite, who now suddenly can actually choose between the RC Astro tools and the SyQon tools. And I hear a lot which are still standing on the sidelines and wondering what they should buy now. I think this is quite a viable candidate here. And also price-wise, it's only 37 euros for Siril or SetiAstro Suite Pro. So that's below what you pay for StarXTerminator, which is $49. For PixInsight, it's 47 euros, so that's a little bit more expensive than StarXTerminator. And if you want to have it for all the solution, it's 67 euros. And if you want to have a 5% discount, then I still have the code View into Space, and with that you get the 5% discount. So in principle, it's the same story as I've told you now over the last weeks. We're living now in a different world. Competition is going on. Competition is great. On the StarXTerminator side, there's an update due. So perhaps in a week or two or whatever, I have to do another review of the new version of the StarXTerminator, and then we'll see. Perhaps then StarXTerminator actually wins again. So from that point of view, it's a little bit like with ChatGPT and Claude. I think one week, one is better, the next week, the other is better. And at the end, it doesn't matter so much which of the two you have, because both are great. And I think that's a great analogy. It's exactly the same here. We have two solutions which are practically on par. It depends what you like, where you can yourself identify with the principles, but you can't go wrong if you now go with Starless or if you go with StarXTerminator. So I hope this was helpful. I would be happy to hear from you in the comments below what your perception is of Starless and what you will use in the future for star extermination. And so, until the next tool comes out, or there's anyway a lot of other things I want to tell you. So, see you next time, and clear skies.